hands together and have a huge welcome to the second half and our new acts that we've got on for you here. Put your hands together for Sally! Sally!
Hello. I expect you're a bit surprised to see me. Not as surprised as I am myself. The thing is, my son's the stand-up comedian. He couldn't make it tonight. He's got food poisoning. So I'm going to come on and do the act in his place. I've got quite a lot of time on my hands since the Samaritans asked me to leave. I've got a day job in a charity shop, but it shuts at 5 and I've got to get out of the house. So I've got Johnny's notes. I'm going to try and do his act. Okay. I understand most people start off by saying who they look like, and I know I don't look like a cross between Matt Smith and Martin Freeman. So in case I've got to do this again, has anyone got any suggestions? Who do they think I look like?
Marjorie Proops.
Sorry?
Marjorie Proops.
Marjorie Proops? My goodness, you must be even older than me. My mother used to read her advice column, along with Virginia Ironside, another name from the past. Marjorie Proops. Okay, so the dress didn't work then. Okay, I think I better get straight on with the act then. Right, his first joke's about wanking. Now, that's something Johnny does know quite a lot about. I first caught him at it when he was about 13, though I think he had been doing it for quite a long time before. Not continuously, obviously. Though, judging by the state of his duvet cover, he could have been. Anyway, I was on my way upstairs. I had to get him up for school. He was late. When I got upstairs and into the bedroom, I found out that he was up already. So I've learned my lesson now. I always knock on the door before going in, and I make a lot of noise going up the stairs. So he has plenty of warning. What has helped though is now we've got Roger and I, we've had an extension built, and we've got an ensuite shower room, so Johnny can have the bathroom to himself for as long as he likes. But he hasn't actually learnt about cleaning the bath yet, even though I've leaved Mr. Muscle on the side and a mop it. Never mind, he'll get round to that. Okay. Right, yes, Johnny isn't the only person who likes to please himself, I'm afraid. My husband, Roger, would rather please himself than please me, I'm afraid. Even in the early days of our marriage, he wasn't very good at clitoral stimulation. He used to spend absolutely hours looking for my G-spot, and eventually I just said, oh don't bother, I'll do it myself. So now he's more or less given up on foreplay. But I don't mind, because afterwards, when he's having a little sleep, I just slide open the bedside drawer and pop out the vibrator, and then we're all happy. And in fact, one of the other benefits of the ensuite shower room is those shower heads, they're jolly powerful. So if the vibrator batteries run out, or I just want to get clean afterwards, you know, it kills two birds with one stone. So we're all happy. And in fact, I also go to a gym, and they've got a spa pool there. There are water jets there. That's another thing you can do to treat yourself after your workout. Have a little sit down and let those jets wash over you, bring a smile to your face and a blush to your cheeks. I'm not the only person who's noticed that either. Right, okay. The next thing he's written down here is porn, and that's something a lot of young men are interested in, and a lot of older men too, I know. Now, I know I can't blame the young men. It's very easy for them. It's all there at a click of a button or a touch of a mouse, or whatever you call it. And I'm not saying that we actually encourage Johnny to watch porn, but one of the reasons we bought him a laptop for his 16th birthday is because I was getting fed up of cleaning up the keyboard and the screen of my PC. So now he's got his own, and I also gave Mr. Muscle do something for that as well. They're not paying me to advertise, by the way. I don't work for them or anything, but they are jolly good. But something Johnny was always good about, he was able to delete his internet history. Now, Roger, bless him, he's not very technical, and he has never got the hang of that. So I am well aware of his interests. But I don't mind him browsing busty blondes in Basingstoke or seeking sexy singles in our area, just so long as he leaves me in peace to watch old episodes of Trial and Retribution, and he doesn't eat all the hobnobs. So we're all happy. Okay, right. The next thing he's written here is virginity. He was a bit late losing his virginity. Johnny had terrible acne when he was a teenager, and it put a lot of the girls off, I think. But my friend Angela, she had a son who had a very similar problem, and she recommended this fantastic doctor to us, gave some great pills, and his skin cleared up by the time he went to Magnolia with his friends when he was 18, just after the A-levels. And I gather there he made up for lost time, but afterwards he had to visit another doctor. He wasn't happy. And that reminds me, when I was about 18, I went on holiday with a friend of mine to Italy, and I got terribly drunk one night and found myself in a parked car with this very handsome Italian, and he asked me if I would do 59. Now, I realised he'd got it wrong, but I couldn't explain it to him, so I had to draw the number 69 in the steam on the car window to explain what he meant. I still said no, and by that time we'd both gone off the boil. So that was the end of that. But I did eventually lose my virginity a couple of years later. One of the reasons I was a bit of a late starter is that I wanted the first man to be somebody special. And he was. He had special needs. Now, that's not what you're thinking. He could only make love if we were outside. He could only get an erection if we were out in the open air. And now I didn't mind that. I'm pretty broad-minded, as you probably realised. But we were going out in November, so it wasn't ideal. And the one after that, he liked to smear me with baby oil while listening to tapes of Hancock's Half Hour. And I think some of you may not know this, that was a 1950s radio programme, but there was a thrill of recognition there over the corner over there. I don't know whether you've been doing it as well. Okay, right, the next thing he's written down here is BJ. Now, when I first read that, I thought he meant bungee jumping, because that is another one of Johnny's hobbies, but I realise now he does mean blowjobs. Now, that's something that old men and young men like, and, Roger's pretty keen, and if he does, if he insists, I will oblige, but it would be a lot more appetising, I don't know if he shaved all the hair off and covered his penis with ice cream, I'd be a lot more interested. And there's a tip for some younger men in the audience, are there any young men in the audience? Or even some older men in the audience. If you've got a girlfriend and she won't go down on you, turn up with a tub of Ben and Jerry's, and you may strike it lucky. Right. And now he's written weed. Now, that's you might think that I'm going to talk about gardening, but I'm not, because I hate gardening. I only go out there to hang out the washing and bring it in again. No, in my day we called it dope, and I have very little experience of that, but I don't smoke and I can't inhale, and I had a boyfriend who gave me some dope in a cake once, which I ate, went to sleep, and when I woke up he was watching the Muppets on television, and I found this very funny. That's when I knew that I was high, because the Muppets are rubbish, aren't they? So that's my one and only experience of drugs. Now, there are a few more things written here, but I probably haven't got time to talk about them now. Though one of them is something that somebody mentioned earlier. But the first thing, Tinder. No idea what that is. I don't understand that anyone else does either. Threesomes. Well, I could talk about that, but I probably not for here. And the last word is anal. Now, I am quite anal. I've got all my mugs lined up so the handles are facing the same way. And when I have my washing out, the pegs have to match. I've got a set of white, a set of brown. I get very stressed if they don't match up. and I have to eat my food in the order which I bought it. But I think he's thinking about something else, isn't he? And all I've got to say about that is at least it leaves your hands free. So you can do your knitting, play the piano, get on with the washing up. One of my friends even managed to send an email on her iPad while it was going on. So the time wasn't completely wasted. So, yes, I think I better stop now because I've probably done Dolly's time. And I should like to say to you, he is scheduled to appear here again. So if he does, please don't tell anyone, that I've been here because he doesn't know that I'm here. When I left, he was throwing up. At least I think that's what he was doing. It does sound a bit like something else. So please don't say it. It's going to be our little secret that I've performed here tonight. And I've been Sally, and you've been lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sally. Wonderful, thank you, Sally. Now, wouldn't you all like a